It's time for an update from the city of New Hope, and the mayor is with us, Kathi Hemken, and we have something brand new in the city to talk about that had a great grand opening. Mayor, how are you today?
We do. Hi, I'm just fine. What a wonderful day Saturday was, 95 and sunny, and our pool finally opened. Oh, we've been waiting so long for that to happen.
Certainly have. Take us back a little bit on this whole process of how the idea came to be to move it to this location and how there were others that helped out through this process to make it turn out to be what it is today.
There were tons of people involved in this. You know, when we first decided to, what happened is we needed to build a new city hall because it was leaking and had all kinds of problems. It wasn't very internet friendly. And the only place that the soils were stable enough to do that was where the pool was. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, the pool is leaking. It's 50 years old. It's got some problems. So we knew we had to tear the pool down to put the city hall there. And then when we tore City Hall down, we were going to put the pool where that was. So it was just a flip-flop, but we couldn't tear them both down at the same time because what do you do with the police department?
Right.
And city staff. So it was a long, long process. We first started talking about this in 2017. Mm-hmm. So this is a long time coming. And then when the pool gets finished and all ready to open last year, COVID came.
Right.
And so there sat our beautiful pool for a whole year that we couldn't open. But come last Saturday was the opening day. It was fabulous. Lots and lots of people there. One of the things that we're doing is we're allowing Golden Valley and Crystal to buy season passes at New Hope rates. And the reason we do that is because we're using the Crystal pool on that pass. Crystal cannot use ours, though, because of the difference in the money. So if you're going to use our pool, you have to buy a New Hope pass.
Okay.
But you get a discount if you're in Crystal and Golden Valley. So that'll be nice for them. The pool is really busy, but it's really big. It's got lots of space to accommodate a lot of people. And of course, when it's 95 and sunny and day one, it was really busy.
Speaking of busy, I understand there was a little bit of a line. So on Saturday, the opening time was 11, but when were people lining up?
Oh, about 9:30.
Oh, my.
And you know how hot it was on Saturday. So by the time they got in, they really appreciated having that nice, cool water in that pool, and the concession stands were open. We've got tons of young people working at the pool. So there's staff all over the place to help you and lots of refreshments to enjoy, places to sit. It's just been a beautiful, beautiful place.
Fantastic. And before that opening for the public, there was a ribbon cutting that had a lot of dignitaries there. Tell us about some of the people there and, again, the part they played in making sure the pool in all its entirety could come together.
Well, that happened on the Wednesday before. And what we really wanted to do is those people that were really involved, the finance people, the contractors, the people that put the pool together, and just that whole group, it really needed to get some recognition. And of course, staff, all of staff, whether it was Public Works or Park and Rec or the finance committees, they were all working on that. And then we had a team of citizens that were on a committee also. And so we wanted to be able to let them have a sneak preview of the pool and just have a little bit of a celebration before it actually opened.
And as well, some state legislators, because they played a little bit of role in some of the funding part of the pool. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, Mr. Erdahl, who was on the finance committee, he was the one that actually got us the extra $2 million to put those 2 more lanes in. And at the event, he indicated that there was some pushback with the money. Apparently, there was another ice arena somewhere that wanted the $2 million. And Mr. Erdahl said, well, Lyndon Carlson's been a representative for 46 years. He deserves a pool. And so that's how we kind of got the money.
Well, very nice. So great event for the public on Saturday and a great event for the dignitaries earlier. And now let's get out there and get swimming. More information, obviously, about the pool and the passes on the city's website, newhopemn.gov. Let's move ahead to some other things happening in the city under community development. There's a new business in town that might be a little tucked away. You might not drive by it every day, but what is it and where is it?
Well, first of all, you can see it off of 169. It's right next to Twin City Acoustics. It's called Hammernick Flooring, They've been in business for 70 years and they decided to move to New Hope. We're thrilled to have them, by the way. So they had a soft weekend this last opening, and they'll have a ribbon cutting sometime the end of June. But the place is open. You can go in. They mostly sell flooring,
Okay.
all kinds of flooring. And they've been around a long, long time. So if you're looking, even if you want to just go in and see what's available, it's really amazing to see the different types of flooring that they have. So it's always good to have a new business in New Hope.
Few other items under community development. Let's talk about the farmers market. We've got some dates coming up. When and where can we get out and do some market shopping?
June 19th, the farmers market opens. It's going to be open 9 to 1. It's in the parking lot of Civic Center Park. We ask people to park near the market because the pool, of course, will also be opening, but they don't open till 11. So there'll be a little bit of traffic over there for a while. We'll just get that figured out as it goes along. There won't be a lot of stuff at the market at first, mostly that early stuff, peas, beans, lettuces, things like that. They tell me about the 4th or 5th of July, they'll have corn. That day moves depending on the weather, and Bex will be there with their corn as soon as they have something that they can sell.
All right, so make sure you get a chance to head out to the market. Final note under community development, Pub 42, people have seen activity happening there. What's the update on the work that's going on outside in their new patio area?
We changed the ordinance. We knew that restaurants were really hurting, and so we changed the ordinance that says they can have as many people inside as they can have outside, or the other way around, outside that they have inside. Before it was only 30%. And so with that change, it had to be a standalone restaurant because we don't want them infringing on, like in a shopping mall.
Sure.
So they had to be standalone. They had to obey the ordinances about parking and setbacks. So Pub 42 took advantage of that and built a very large patio out to the east of the building. And there's a big fence around it. It's now painted. They're going to put flower boxes in next week. So if you haven't been to see it, it's really nice and you can sit outside.
Let's move ahead to the police department. A few items to update residents on. The first is looking way ahead to August and National Night Out. What is the planning that's going on and why is that an important night for New Hope?
First Tuesday in August. It's been that for quite a while. Last year, as you remember, we weren't able to have a National Night Out. So now we're back to having one. So that'd be August 3rd. If you would like to register to get a free party pack, they're giving 40 of them away to the first 40 that register by the 23rd of June. After that, you have until the 9th of July to register your party, and that will allow somebody to stop by, whether it's the police chief and I and the city manager, or a fire truck, or the service dogs, whatever you want. There's a place to list what you would like them to stop by. So we're back. We're almost back to normal.
That is good. City's website, newhopemn.gov. You can find out more about National Night Out and get your neighborhood signed up. More about police staffing in just a few minutes here. Let's move ahead to Public Works. And in general, let's talk about the budget process, not just Public Works, but entire city. That process started right now. What are these early stages looking like?
You know, it's hard to believe that we're working on the 2022 budget. It seems like it was just yesterday that we passed the other one. So what happens is all of the department heads get a sheet, and they go through that and they list the things that are needed in their departments. They might need a new roof on their building. They might need some internal stuff in their department. So they make that list, and then they get estimates on what that might cost. And then the other thing that happens is our finance department and AEM, Abdo, Ike, and Myers, they work with us and they get the income numbers. So what is estimated from getting from taxes, the estimate that we might be getting from local government aid, and they take those numbers, and then when they start talking to the directors and put the two numbers together and see where they are in the initial draft. Typically they go back and say, nah, I know you would like that, but it's not necessary. What's absolutely necessary? So they go through their budget so that they can keep the levy as low as possible when they do that. And of course, we've told our residents we weren't going to bond for 10 years because this was a real heavy lift with the ice rink or the pool in the city hall. So we're not going to bond any money. So we're kind of restricted on what we can do, but that's okay. We want to do that. We want to live within our budget when we can.
We will keep residents up to date as the process moves along here towards the end of the year. Other projects under Public Works, Lions Park, seeing a lot of activity. How are things going there?
Well, that's the roads around Lions Park.
Mm-hmm.
And so they tore that all up. They had to do some repairs. They're looking at having putting down a first coat probably next week. And they said they'd be all done by the middle of July. So these people have had to live with the sand and the dirt and the dust up till now. But hopefully by the end of July, they'll have a nice new road in there.
Good news for the residents there. Winnetka Avenue Railroad Crossing. Let's get an update there. How are things moving along slowly but surely?
I don't want to talk about it. It's been going on.
Okay, that's slow.
Well, yeah, Canadian Pacific has got the rails in, so that part is done.
Mm-hmm.
So now the trains can actually go on those rails. But when we did that, we also replaced some of the sidewalk, the walking areas. They had to put a pipe. There was a pipe that ran underneath the railroad, so they had to put that new pipe in, and they ran into some problems with that with some connectors. So that hasn't been concreted over yet, or at least it wasn't yesterday when I looked. They're hoping, they keep telling us this week that they'll open, but we'll see. Even if they pour the cement, I'm guessing they're not going to be open until next week.
All right. We will keep looking at that spot and keep you up to date. Quite a few things.
I go there daily, Dave, just to see how they're doing.
You have the latest report. All right, let's move ahead to Park and Recreation. A lot going on, as you might expect, as we get close to summer. First, let's talk about gymnasts. There are quite a few gymnasts that are signing up for city activities.
Well, the gymnastics starts this week, and there's 110 kids signed up already. So they'll have 1 week at Sandburg, and then the following week they will move over to New Hope Learning Center, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sandburg's doing some internal renovation, and so we need to be out of that gym. We just rent that gym from them. So we'll move over to New Hope, and then they'll stay in that place for the rest of the season.
A date to put on people's calendar for the next entertainment in the park at the new Performance Center. Who is coming and what's the date?
It's this coming Wednesday. I believe that's the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Castaways. They're a band that plays mostly 50s and 60s music. They're really a fun band. So they start at 7 o'clock. It gets over about 8:30. You know, we no longer have bleachers. So if you're going to go to the performance, you need to bring a chair or a blanket to sit on because it's terraced and you can sit on the grass, but that gets a little old. So a blanket or a chair is probably in order.
All right. Keep a look at those other concerts coming up later on in the year at that same location. How about summer ball program? I understand you're in need of some parents to step forward and help out on the sidelines.
Well, we have a really robust summer little baseball program.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need parent volunteers to be coaches. And so we're looking for those parent volunteers. And then there'll be a coaches meeting in a couple of weeks so that we can train those parents on how to be coaches for that little league.
All right. City's website, newhopemn.gov. You can find out more about how to get involved. Let's move over to the golf course. That has been a very busy spot. Tell us about some of the tournaments and about some of the rentals as well.
Oh, very busy. So they had the Lions tournament was last weekend. Really good turnout. There were 108 golfers out there, which was fabulous considering the temperature that was going on. And then they rented out the back patio to an Armstrong group. So they're continuing to rent out the clubhouse and the patio. They really don't allow the clubhouse to be used during the summer months when we're playing golf, but now's the time to rent it if you're going to use it in the fall.
Okay.
And then the back patio, though, you can rent that out for birthday parties, graduations, whatever. So call ahead and get a spot in there.
And the golf course itself is very beautiful. Didn't need more attractions to get people out, but I understand the wildlife is looking pretty good at the golf course as well, attracting some people.
Well, ducks, geese, and turtles, and their babies.
Okay.
So it's really cute to see the ducks floating around, or the geese, or even the turkey or the turtles leading their little tiny ones into the water. So the other thing that's out there now is an alligator.
Okay.
So, but the alligator hasn't moved in about 4 days. So I suspect it's probably rubber.
Okay.
Not sure, but it's there, and it's little. It's probably 2 feet long.
All right,
So,
just something to talk about at the golf course.
Look and see if you can find it.
There we go. Let's talk about the ice arena for a second. And this is another spot that there's some sign up going on for future uses. Is that correct?
There is. I don't know when they're going to have open skating at the ice arena. So you need to really go online and look to when that's going to be open. I'm sure they have to just get the ice in and stuff like that. We've been having small tournaments and practices there with the different teams that come in. And I understand now that the guy who does the dry land training has come back.
Okay.
So there will be some people there at that dry land training. What they do is it's a workout program basically for the hockey players.
All right. Final note under Park and Rec is Safety Camp is coming up. What is Safety Camp and when and where does that happen?
Well, Safety Camp is, last year we didn't have it for the same reason. It's August 10th through the 12th.
That is correct. That's what I have. Yes.
Yep. It's for kids going into 3rd through 5th grade.
Okay.
They'll get safety on everything, including water safety and fire safety and walking safety and just about anything you can imagine. It's a very, very popular program. So if you haven't signed up, you need to do that pretty quickly because it fills up rather rapidly. I'm not positive, but I think they have some scholarships available. So if you wanted to send your child and you just didn't have the money for that, the New Hope Crime Prevention Board has given some money.
Very nice.
And so you might, if you qualify, you might be able to get a scholarship. So please at least call the police department and check if something's available for you.
Very good. Speaking of the police department, let's talk a little bit about staffing in the police department. I understand the search is on for a new officer.
It is. What typically happens is we have to put that posting up internally to see if there's anybody internally that is not only wants the job, but is qualified for that. And if we don't, then it goes external. So it should be going external next week. And then we'll take those applicants and we interview them and we do whatever it is we do and then pick one.
All right. Final couple notes here in the communications area. A lot going out from the city about things that are coming up. One is way out there. This is City Day is coming up in October. Again, what is City Day and where will that happen?
It's October 3rd. It's nice to get that on your calendar. It's a free event. It'll be at Civic Center Park. And what happens there is all of the departments come and they bring information like the Park and Rec Department, the Community Development Department. They bring their stuff in as well as the police department and just show you all the stuff that's going on in the city of New Hope. Typically, the police dogs are there. We usually have the kids, the dance team there. Sometimes the gymnastics team is there just practicing. All of the city council is there and the city manager and staff. So it's just a fun, free event. And it's in conjunction with the open house at the fire station. So you can go to the fire station, see what's going on there, walk over to the City Days at Civic Center Park and see what's going on there. Pretty much take up your day.
Yep, a lot of activity there. And again, just to double check, that is on the Saturday, October 9th would be the date from 9 till noon. So make sure you get that on your calendar.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, it is.
That's all right. Just wanted to make sure we got people there the right date. Citywide garage sale is coming up as well. People will see some of this on social media. When is this event happening and where should shoppers look for finding out where the garage sales are?
Okay, so the garage sale is the 18th and 19th of June. So it's coming up quick. If you're going to sign up, you must do that by the 10th of June to get on the interactive map. So there's a magic person at City Hall who plugs in all these addresses on this map and you can get a map showing you where to go. So if you don't want to just drive around willy-nilly looking for a garage sale, you take the map and it'll tell you exactly where to go. And a lot of the garage sales are telling you what they have there to sell.
Very nice.
So if you're looking for kids' clothes, you look at the map, go to the place that has kids' clothes.
Yeah, nice service. So again, the 18th and 19th of June. Final note is Food Truck Friday. Recently had one. Tell us about the success there and also tell us what's coming up and a different type of food truck that people might not think of that might tempt you.
There is. Well, the first one, there were just 2 food trucks, and that was mildly accepted. But this last Saturday, there were 4, a Puerto Rican one, a Mexican one, Kenny's Meatballs, and Waffles.
Very good.
So now this coming Saturday, there'll be 4 there. Kenny's Meatballs will be back, and I believe the Puerto Rican food truck will be back. I don't know what the third one is, but that fourth one is supposed to be chocolate. And I don't know if they're putting chocolate on ice cream or if they're putting it on waffles, but they tell me it's really good chocolate. Apparently, the gal that from staff that signed it up had to do a taste test.
Of course, right.
Oh, the poor thing. And she said it's really, really good chocolate.
Very good. So again, that happens at the Civic Center Park area, and that is on Fridays from 11 to 2, correct?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Very good. All right, get out and enjoy some of the chocolate if you would like to and the other food. And again, all the information we covered on the city's website, newhopemn.gov, is a place to find out more. Mayor, thanks again for your time. We'll look forward to talk to you again next week.
Well, thanks, Dave. Isn't it nice that summer's back and we're out and about?
We'll take it. Yes. Good to have activities happening again. See you next week.
See you next week, Dave. Bye-bye.
Learn more about The Connection at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.